A great Tuesday morning again, part two. Uh, you know, I don't.
You're not you're not
Honestly,
live, are you?
yeah, we are. We're
It says
definitely.
scheduled.
Yeah.
It says scheduled.
No, it's on. Oh yes, I don't know. You were doing these shows by yourself for a while, no? Like for a long time.
Yeah, in the mornings I would always do it on my own.
But
But
I,
but it, but I would have a different like mine's different from yours. My show's different.
you're just
Mine's
structured.
more segments, which is easier for me.
I,
For me
I
it's for me it's harder to have for me it's harder to have a guest. I did invite somebody. I did say, you know what, hey, I want to talk about immigration, and they're like too scared. They're like, no, I don't want to talk about that. So after that, I was like, you know what, I'll just do it on my own.
I think it's harder to do it by your own on your own. It's just like me da flojera. Like qué flojera, qué hueva. It's just it's not there. Uh, I don't know. I just think it's harder. I think it's easier when you have someone like to feed off of.
Yeah, I again, everyone's different. Just a little FYI, this Thursday at 7 p.m., I'm using your platform to make my announcement. Inside politics, we're going to be talking about everything that's been going on. I'll be having Brownsville Tech live host Danny Salinas on. So we'll be talking about all the craziness that's been going on these next few days. So just a little FYI for your audience, this Thursday, 7 p.m., we'll be going live.
Let me check my text message. I might have missed the invitation.
Oh no, you didn't get one. I'm just
Oh,
letting you know. I'm just letting you know beforehand that Danny and I are gonna go live.
Danny. I'm surprised you don't have the greatest, the most watched podcaster South San Antonio on.
Captain Bob, he's too busy for me. He's got mayors, he's got marine biologists. Um, I tried, pero el vato quiere feria y pues ahorita we're up and coming and pues it's times are tough and pues I can afford a big personality like that. But maybe one day.
So what you're saying is Danny's cheap.
No, Danny's doing me a favor. Danny understands that our budget is low. Again, a brand new show, Inside Politics, something different. So Danny is giving me a handout, so to speak. He's taking it easy on me for now, with the expectations that once revenue comes in, once we get all the major advertisement coming in, vendor money,
Better
then then we'll break bread. But no, if you want to jump on, if you're free on Thursday, I think for what's been going on, I think it's good for us to have different people with different ideas. I don't want to have this propaganda show where it's just what I think. No, I want different personalities, different ideas, because I think that's what the people deserve. They deserve to hear the good and the bad, black and white. um I think it would be great.
Um, yeah, I think it's great. Again, I don't personally. I just don't see how one of those shows because I think what happens when you're doing like an inside politics or you're talking or doing like what David Castro's saying, like a talk show, it's just so harder because it just sounds like if it's your opinion. One of the things that I like about having someone on is that you don't always have to agree on everything, and going back and forth in regards to the difference of opinion is a good thing. It's like with Romans are worse, and Romans, hated by almost everyone out there, but because se da a eso, a que lo odien. So with him, it's easy because he goes off on these rants about how homophobic he is or how right he is, and he fights with everyone in the party and stuff. And I do too, but then I back off, and we could break bread again. I find it very hard sometimes to deal with these individuals who think that you get into a fight with them or a discussion with them or a difference of opinion and they're your enemies forever. It doesn't have to be that way. And it doesn't only happen locally. You know, we can go all the way to the national level, and especially with everything that's transpired as of recent. But you got to let go of things. You know, one of the things that that Roman, or, you know, he hates Janie Lopez, and he hates this other individual, and he thinks that you have to hate him forever. Don't, you don't. You know, there's going to be some things that you agree on, and you know, work on that and move forward. One of the things that I'm glad that you came on, because my question is, it because you're going to do Inside Politics on Thursday. Are you Inside Politics locally and nationally, or you just focused on what's transpired at the national level?
I think the in our current condition, I think we're going to focus on the national politics. Right, I think it's too early for local. Once we start getting closer, September, October, then we'll really start tackling what's been going on. But right now, how can we not focus on what happened on Saturday? What happened last night? I'm sure you watched the national convention. There's a lot of meat on there. So again, local politics is something that we live every single day. There's not been much action here locally. There has been some stuff transpiring, but right now we have to go with what's been hot, and that's at the national level. But I did run it by Danny last night, and he did ask me, what do you want to focus on? And I said, you know what, let's focus on uh, what's hot. Let's focus on the national level, and little by little, I think we're going to do it maybe once a week, hopefully possibly twice a week. But right now we're going to focus on, or Thursday show is going to be focusing on national politics. But down the road, we're also obviously we got to talk about what's been going on here locally.
Well, yeah, and one of the things that I think, well, for me, is like how crazy local politics is, and you could probably see a lot of comparisons up towards the national level. I made mention on my 1 minute show this morning that I drove in from Oaxaca yesterday, and I mean I hadn't been here but 10 minutes, and I get a call in regards to what's going on at the city commission races. And it's crazy because we have the general election coming up, where we're going to elect a new president, and we're going to also have the BISD board of trustees, hopefully change of direction. But I got called yesterday about the city commission race, because it is starting to be a pretty heated race. Everyone is already aligning for that race, and the dynamics of it are just so amazing. We have an infight right now going on between Commissioner Pedro Cardenas and Commissioner Roy de los Santos, which is hot and heavy, and for it to be so hot and heavy now, I find it amazing. At this point, we still got a good old chunk of time, before we have that election, almost a year actually, and it's already getting hot and heavy now. Because I think we made mention of this. I don't know if you were on here. I think it was Roman that was on here, but we made mention that how there's that big old debate in regards to Pedro Cardenas switching from District 4 into the at large position. And I think that's interesting because he wants to move from 4 into the at large after Roy Los Santos had already announced that he's going into the at large position. And you know, according to what I hear, part of it has to do with Commissioner Los Santos and Brian Martinez deciding to throw someone in District 4 to run against Pedro Cardenas. That chick that's on the PUB board, Rose Gowan's handpicked. So they move her to 4, and it's all like chess, Frankie. It's like they move her to 4, and Commissioner Cardenas, we know, has sort of moved out of the district. So he can't run for four anymore. So he goes, oh well, although you can if you go back out there and get an address at four, which is what most people do anyway. I mean, we had to deal with Ben Neese doing that, but then he says, "Oh well, you're throwing someone against me. Well, I'm going to jump into the at-large race," and uh, and that's already getting very, very hot and heated. You read for Zeke Silva is out there, has filed a complaint against Pedro Cardenas at the Ethics Commission, and planning uh, to file all the way up to the state, which he did. Filed all the way up to the state. I don't think that it's going to get anywhere. The complaint in regards to, hey, he didn't file his reports. I mean, what's the worst that they could do? And that's just give you a fine. That's all they could do. There's not much there. Did you read the complaint that Zeke Silva filed against Commissioner?
It's like how we say, there's never a dull day in Brownsville, Texas politics. You're absolutely right. We're 9 months away from the city of Brownsville elections in May 2025, and it's already very, very heated. What's been interesting to me is that these guys are going for the jugular. They're throwing at each other left and right. We have Zeke Silva, who many say that Commissioner de los Santos is behind pushing him, but we all know that Mr. Silva has his own personal vendetta with the downtown issues with my coffee shop's better than your wife's coffee shop. So that within itself is like drama. But it's very interesting. And then you have on the other side, again, we gotta call it fair for both. Now we have Pedro Cardenas's people throwing mud at the appointment for the Brownsville International Airport board member who, correct me if I'm wrong, is a convicted felon who is currently sitting on the board. And this was an appointment that was done by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner de los Santos. So it's already getting hot and heavy, way before the start of the new year. But it's very interesting. My question, and yes, I did read the ethics violation that was filed. My question is somebody going to request for Commissioner de los Cardenas to vacate his seat since he is already living in another? And I believe this happened at Erasmo. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this happened with Judge Estela Vasquez Chavez. She was a city commissioner. She moved out of the city to Los Fresnos, and I think there was an issue. But maybe with her, I think it was that she was like on her last months. I don't think it was a year away how Mr. Cardenas currently is right now, but we had a similar issue with Judge Estela Vasquez Chavez, who was a city commissioner and moved outside of the city. Now, is somebody gonna request for Commissioner Cardenas to vacate his seat since he no longer lives in the area in which he was elected to represent? Again, every day is something new. So the drama continues, the drama unfolds. But this is only going to get nastier at Osmo. If you remember the back and forth between Zeke, Commissioner Cardenas's wife, it's not pretty, and it's only going to get ugly in my opinion.
It's going to get worse. Well, the Commissioner Cardenas camp, you know, they go out there and say, hey, well, wait a minute. Roy Los Santos moved out of District 3 a long time ago. He's not living in Camino Verde Drive, close to as my neighbor anymore. He's
Oh,
living out,
really? He lived close to us.
yeah, Camino Verde Drive.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now he's living over there in the MIDI house, the ones that the MIDIs are giving him. And, the Cardenas camp are going like, well, wait a minute. We weren't out there bitching about all the money you gave to the middies and all the breaks that you gave to the middies because you serve on the committee and you're living at their house. So it's kind of like a crazy deal. Is it, hey, well, wait a minute, if that's the way you're going, but again, my issue with that is if the Cardenas camp and those folks, they knew there was an issue, with Commissioner Dos Santos not living in District 3, living at the MIDI house, that why wasn't it ever brought up? Was it hey man, we'll let these slides. And as soon as Commissioner Cardenas has moved out of District 4, then all of a sudden, the Los Santos camp, got all riled up and all pissed off about, hey, well, wait a minute, you know, see what people why,
Why now?
why now? Why are you making a big deal when we didn't make a big deal about anything? But my question is, shouldn't have they made a big deal back when they knew that Commissioner Santos wasn't living in District 3? Or is it, yo te tapo y, oye, no me estás tapando tú, güey. What's going on?
We all know that's the way it works. It's only convenient for me whenever it becomes an issue. Again, every sitting board, every city commissioner does have. I don't want to offend nobody, but they do have baggage, so to speak, and it's rare whenever you have, colleagues on the city commission start throwing dirt at each other, start throwing mud. Now, this particular incident is because they will be, I guess, facing each other off in the May elections. But it is interesting. But todos tienen cola. But that's the beauty of politics, because you're right. If we see something that's being done and we don't say nothing about it, well, then we're part of the problem as well. Should we bring these up to the forefront, and ask or demand? Demand's a better word. Demand for these city commissioners to respond. Hey, is this true? Is there any validity to what is being thrown out there, accusing you that either you do not live in the district that you represent? But that's the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But that's a heavyweight fight. That's one that we are all following, and it's very juicy so far.
It's it's going to get worse, it's going to get, and one of the things that I've been wanting to shy away from everything because, like I told you this morning, I'm finding myself to be a lot more and more busy because of work, and because I'm struggling sometimes, with help, with assistance and stuff. So I was like, let me shy away, and it's just you can't, it's like, was it Al Pacino in The Godfather? They pull me back in, they pull us back in. And the truth of the matter is, no one is talking about it, Frankie. If it wasn't for us, and I'm glad that y'all are doing the inside politics thing now. If it wasn't for us going out there and letting individuals know what's going on, fewer folk here would know, all this crap that is transpiring. What's your take on the other races besides the at large race? What about the district races,
Um, the school district, or what district you talk about?
like District 4 and District 3? District 4 and District 3. There's a lot of people already lined up for those.
I know there is Gustavo de Leon. I believe he is a border patrol agent or a U.S. Customs agent. He's already thrown, and he's been throwing this out there for a while now. I think everybody anticipated that Commissioner de los Santos was going to jump ship. So there's already been chatter of other candidates, other potential candidates jumping into the mix. I don't know much about them, to be honest. Just whatever the blogs post, but I'm always very skeptical, very hesitant until I hear them speak. Until I want to know their platform, I want to know what they're about, their background, their education, their current employer. What are they going to do to better the city? What connections do they have to this current administration? Because again, as we know, whenever we have someone, I would say right now in the minority, obviously you're always looking for individuals that are going to align with your with your political aspirations, of course. But I haven't really been paying too much attention to that because I don't really know the candidates. There are chatters of here and there of a Chavez, this girl, this young woman, this lady that is currently involved in community organizations. She has the support of prominent people in the county, in the city. So we'll see how all that transpires. But I think right now people see blood in the water, and obviously, whenever there is a vacant seat, such as the one for Commissioner de los Santos and Commissioner Cardenas, there's going to be a large number of candidates throwing their hat in the ring. So I really haven't been following them because I think the only one that has officially announced, in my opinion, is De Leon, and I say officially because I think he already, posted it on Facebook. I think he already has a slogan or a sign, if I'm not mistaken. And then this young lady, this young female that is running in District 3, if I'm not mistaken. And I think she is supported by Brian Martinez and Commissioner de los Santos. But I really haven't been paying too much attention to them. Obviously, we will once they put the pen to the paper and actually announce, hey, it's official, I'm running.
Well, is it a disservice to the community to have sitting commissioners go out there and put their caballos in the race?
That's the nature of the beast. That's the way it goes. Again, we've seen this at the school district. We've seen this at the city commission as well. Now, in a perfect world, no, because again, we want candidates. We want candidates to think on their own. We want them to generally want to be put in that place to provide for the city, to do something with the city. Now, again, is this ethically, morally right? No, but that's the way it goes. Again, these people want the majority. They want to implement whatever they want. So that's the way it goes, unfortunately. And we see this across the board on pretty much every
Well,
every commissioner, every board.
frankly, they want the majority for what? I mean, one of the things that unlike you, I actually do go out there and try to share your stuff. I know you don't share my shit, but you recently posted, I think it was a video or a clip from Commissioner, no, Mayor John Cowan going out there and saying, "Hey guys, I'm going to go out there and lower your bill, and we're going to go and return this money from Tanasca." I mean, it's his. Uh, and I ran against him for the race, and I was telling people back then, it's crap. He's full of crap. He's not going to do it. They're lying like they always do. And I think what you're saying in your video clip, after what, a year and a half, do you feel your bill lower? Uh, did you get a fair shake of the 179 million that they took from us? And the answer is absolutely not. So my question is, they want a majority for what? They're not doing anything, Frankie. Is really the city commission doing anything for us?
For us personally, no. For themselves, yes, of course. And I totally agree. Um, Everybody was lied to with the misconception that if we voted for this particular candidate, Mayor Cowan, that he would lower our bill and give the people at the time it was a hot topic. PUB, PUB, PUB. Give me my money back. And look what has happened. He's going on these photo ops,
At the
uh,
White House.
talking about a water drought. Have Again, I'm 37 years old, and correct me if I'm wrong. Have we ever dealt with a water drought? Have we ever been like, oh my god, I can't take a shower because I don't have no water, or I can't? Yes, they tell you don't wash your car or use less consumption of water, but at the end of the day, have we ever dealt with that? No, of course not. What do we care? What do we care if there's a water drought? Who cares? Lower our freaking light bill. That's what we want. But again, these politicians, they use these photo ops to say, "Oh, look at me," and then we have the school board members there for what? Why is the school board members at? And again, I'm all in support of you have to work with your fellow colleagues throughout the district, throughout the county, throughout the city. I understand that, but again, these people are just there for the pictures, unfortunately. And what bothers me is that people are, oh yes, you're doing great. Really? And the biggest black eye to Mayor Cowan, in my opinion, is what is he going to say in the second or third year when he's asking for reelection? Again, if you go back, and I'll probably share his points. He had like 5 points at Erasmo. I'm gonna the
PUB.
economy, PUB, the zoo, infrastructure, tourism. What has he really done? You know,
Nothing.
and the thing about the zoo, I think he really messed up because unless they're already working with BISD to purchase Cummings, there's no way they're going to expand the zoo. We're deadlocked. There's no way he can get that bigger. And again, didn't we lose certain ratings for the zoo? You go to the zoo and poor animals se miran todos desnutridos. It's unfortunate that individuals believed this man's lies, and I really hope that he addresses these issues because many people fell for it. Many people thought, you know what, hey, this man is going to lower down my bill when very well you and I know that was never going to happen.
Well, look, you said people fell for it. We told individuals, guys, it's not going to happen. It's like people want to live in this little fantasy world where they think that Brownsville is going to start to shine and everything else. It happened to us with this Avelo thing. Have you gone in there to try to book a flight with no, what's that, Avenus or Avena airline? Have you tried to go book a flight? You're looking at $400 or $500 for a flight on a rinky-dink plane from Brownsville into Monterrey. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You'd be crazy. Regular folk here in the city but would be crazy to buy a flight from Brownsville to Monterrey when you have McAllen inaugurating their flights to Cancun. You know, far be it, it's a little bit more expensive than if you cross over to Reynosa, but you're flying over from your city, from your home city into Cancun. That makes sense. It's a direct flight. It doesn't make sense to fly from Brownsville to Monterrey. None whatsoever, especially on a rinky-dink plane. Now, the flights that McAllen is using, the flights that McAllen is using to go from McAllen into Cancun, it's through Volaris. I've flown Volaris before. I don't like them too much, but at least they have the halfway decent planes, the big planes out there that are not these rinky-dink nine-seater planes. Why did the people of Brownsville applaud mediocrity? Why are they all excited about getting second, third best? It makes absolutely no sense. We are the largest city in the valley, the largest city in the valley with more resources, 10 times more resources than McAllen or Edinburgh combined. And we're still second fiddle, Frankie. Now, and again, more power to people. Now they're going to start painting those boxes or something, the local artists. McAllen was doing that with those ugly white towers that they had, those cylinder things, Frankie. And now we're like, oh, yeah, well, let's follow their lead. When are they going to start following our lead? You know, when? And again, going into the airport's dead, dead. It's gone. I mean, people may use it to go to Houston or to Dallas sometimes. It's gone. Or as a halfway point from here to Dallas and Dallas anywhere else, it's dead. Why don't we pool the and I said this and I got crap and a half. Why don't we pool the resources that we're getting, all that little money that we're getting from the feds and everything, pull it into Harlingen Airport and make Harlingen Airport, you know, it's only 20 minutes away. That's nothing. We don't need the airport in Brownsville anymore. It's worthless. We're just putting more and more money into an organization that is never going to regain the luster that it had 50 years ago. It's not going to happen. It's dead. It's over. But again, there's no vision from the city commission. We haven't gotten anything in the past year and a half that 2 year and a half that Mayor Cowan has served. We've got nothing. So my question is, all these individuals out there trying to fight for a position out there, I want them to go out there and say how they're actually going to make things different. I don't want handpicked individuals to go out there and deny, let's give you more of the same, because what we've gotten is crap. It's crap. We've got nothing to show for the year and a half that they've been in there. And again, I like Tino Villarreal. He's a friend of mine. Tino Villarreal, commissioner at large, a friend of mine. What have you done? how are our lives better, Frankie? And I want to know what Commissioner Los Santos has done. I want to know what Commissioner Cardenas has done. I want to know. We've done nothing except drag shows and Pride Month, and we've got nothing to show. But they're all getting their candidates ready for the next fight. For what? More of the same? How are they going to make our life different? And again, Zeke is and I've said this publicly. Zeke is a friend of mine. He's a bull in the china shop, and I fear that he gets swayed, depending on how much money he's getting from GPEC, because he got over $400,000 from GPEC. Frankie, I don't see 400 some $1,000 at the coffee shop. Nothing against his coffee shop. Nothing against Zeke Silva. I just want to know what they're doing with our money, because ultimately it's our money that is funding the Limas' next restaurant. You know, when are we going to start to see improvement in the city of Brownsville that merits these individuals setting up individuals to fight for a position that would only give them a majority to do what? What? That's why a show like Inside Politics is going to be very important, I think, my opinion.
In regards to the Brownsville International Airport, I've said for the past year or so, 2 years, I think that Elon Musk personally told the powers that be that said, "Hey, this is my airport." Because again, we have the world's richest man. You think he wants to deal with a lot of traffic? No, he just wants to be in and out. That's my opinion. And I've only flown from Brownsville as of late. 2 years ago, when I went to Vegas for the Super Bowl, it was a horrible experience. There's nothing there, super small, nothing really to say, oh, I want to be back. And I think my partner, she had a horrible experience one time, and she's like, you know what, never again. I'm never gonna fly out of Brownsville again. We've had bad experiences, and we always choose Harlingen. We were in we were in LA last month, and Harlingen's the place to fly out of. Again, shouts out to McAllen International Airport, who posted on my page, and I said, hey, and I shot I shot my shot. Shoot your shot, how they say. I said, hey, if you want publicity, you want advertisement, get me on board. They were commenting on my page with that $49 flight to Cancun, but people were complaining. Oh yes, it's $49, but then you end up paying $300, $400, $500 with the luggage and the fees and things like that. Um, I agree. I thought whenever they invested, was it 60 million, 100 million? Correct me if I'm wrong. In the airport this last year, I thought they were going to do more. I think they did expand the runways, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, we haven't seen much action. And again, it is located in a non-desirable area, because again, you have to drive all the way. And again, I live, the airport is
Block
my
away.
I live literally 2 minutes away from the airport, so it's not centrally located compared to, let's say, McAllen or Harlingen, which are literally kind of off the expressway. um, we need more, and that's where the issue of the International Airport Board Committee comes into play. What are their goals? What are their aspirations? What How do they envision our airport in the next 5 years, 10 years? Because again, whenever you are in that position, you always try to be a visionary. What am I going to do today that's going to help me or help the community in 5 or 10 years? And we're not thinking like that. Unfortunately, we're just thinking in the now, in the right now. And I understand that. We try to mitigate problems right now, but we have to think long term. And unfortunately, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but unfortunately, I don't really see a solution to our airport. We don't really have anything to attract people to our area. Now, there was that, and I think you experienced this yourself when you went to, was it Vegas or Orlando or LA? They had those cheap flights, and I think it was good for about a month or two, but now they're gone.
Gone.
It's unfortunate that we have this, but we need more vision. We need more, oh, and we don't have it.
nothing whatsoever. Pásale, papi. And let me say, I Avelo hasn't even been here a year, Frankie. So my question is, how much money did we actually dish out to Avelo? How much did we actually go out there and pay in regards to incentive? ¿Le mandas foto a tu esposa? ¿Sí? ¿Esposa contenta? How much did we pay in incentives? What did we do? What did we get the biggest bang for our buck, Frankie? That's my question.
And of course, especially with these types of situations, you always have to attract. You always have to pay. Unfortunately, you have to incentivize companies to come do business here. Now, this isn't an issue that has plagued the city of Brownsville just recently. We could go all the way back to Fly Frontera. There has always been airlines that have wanted to do business, but my question is it the people? Are we cheap? Do we not spend the money? Or do we just find it more convenient to fly out of Harlingen? Again, it's just very interesting because we don't have nothing to show for the new expansion of our airport, unfortunately.
Hey, look, Fly Frontera was a scam all of them along. Was Avelo another scam that they fell for? How much money did we give them? How much was promised? How much were we expected to get? And did we actually get the biggest bang for our buck? I I did the first flight from Brownsville to Vegas. It was great. It was packed, Frankie. There's a lot of individuals out there. I
Mhm.
was in the front seat, took pictures with everyone. Great little experience. I thought it's great. It didn't last. Los Angeles, gone. Orlando, gone. They're all gone. So Avelo is a thing of the past. So again, my question is: you're lining up all these individuals to run for position. I think, what have we gotten from it?
Uh, obviously I don't know the numbers. I don't know the logistics. I'm not privy to that information. But what I want for our politicians at Osmo is I want them to be on those flights. I want them to promote and say, look at me. I'm flying out of Brownsville. I'm going to Vegas. You should too. Look how much I paid. They should promote our airport. Unfortunately, we don't. We have these coffees with the mayor at the airport, which again, who goes? Nobody. Again, it is not located in a great spot within the city, and we don't have the luxury of having individuals with large amounts of capital that are willing to say, "Yes, I'm going to spend my money at the airport." I just wish that our politicians would promote Brownsville more. Again, we have our first Fridays every first of the month. I don't really hear them attending them, being active. Now, again, do they go? I'm sure they go. We do have, Pedro Cardenas, Commissioner Cardenas, that does have an establishment downtown. So it is convenient for him and his family and his people to promote downtown. But when you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have individuals that are promoting Brownsville. Wouldn't you really sit down and think, hey, well, if the commissioner is posting and he's saying, how great this is, maybe I should go and try it out. But if we don't have that interaction, if we don't have that commitment from our very own city
Ah,
commission,
papi.
do we think that we ourselves are gonna fly out of Brownsville? Unfortunately, the answer is no. So that's what's plaguing our city, Erasmo, in my opinion, is that we don't have cheerleaders. And again, our city commission should be the biggest cheerleaders for the city of Brownsville. Unfortunately, it's the blog. It's Erasmo Castro who's saying, Brownsville is the elite city. But again, that's just my opinion. You're on mute, rookie. Well, Erasmo is busy. But whatever happened to Paragon, VTO, weren't we supposed to set up production facilities? I think there was an issue, Juan Carlos. There was an issue in regards to those companies that came with the promise that they were going to be um, an economic boom for our local economy. They're going to provide jobs. Technologically, everybody wanted to be in the SpaceX boom. So I think that was a fraud. If correct me if I'm wrong, Erasmo, the Paragon and the space taxis and all that thing,
Well,
it came out to be a fraud in my opinion.
a goose egg, Frankie. We got nothing. The guy split with what, $2 million, and said the city then went back out and said, well, we're going to file a lawsuit. The guy goes, good luck. The guy left. I mean, it was all crap, Frankie. It doesn't make any sense. Elon Musk does not fly into Brownsville. He's flying into Harlingen. Does not fly into Brownsville. The part of the problem, Frankie, is that a lot of individuals have this. Bueno, aquí está cerquita. Frankie vive a 2 minutos del aeropuerto. Erasmo en 7 minutos llega al aeropuerto because I drive fast. And people think, oh, yeah, that's it. It's convenient. People are going to use it. No, Frankie. You go up to any industrialized city, even Edinburgh and McAllen have realized this, Frankie. For you to go from point A to point B, it's going to be 45 minutes to an hour. That's normal. That's fast. Here, people think 45 minutes? That's an eternity. It isn't. It's normal. Guys, you got to wake up from the rancho mentality. It's not like aquí, óyala aquí, because what you're going to get son vacas y gallinas. That's what you're going to get. You have to go and travel 45 minutes. If you're working in Austin, Frankie, you have to at least leave an hour before, an hour and a half before to get to your job. That's the reality of life. It's not of no, tengo que llegar en 5 minutos, because you're going to get convenience store prices, Frankie. And convenience store prices is, yo quiero ir de aquí al Valero de la Esquina, and you know that you're going to pay $2, $3, $4 more on a product that you would from driving 20, 35 minutes in order to get it a little bit less expensive. Now, the mentality is, voy aquí al Valero because I only need dishwashing soap. Well, you're going to pay $4 for dishwashing soap at the convenience store when you could pay $1.50 at Walmart, but you have to go a little bit farther. It's the same concept, guys. You want to go to the Brownsville airport and be there in 10, 15 minutes and have to pay $200 more? Or do you want to go to Harlingen or to McAllen and pay $150 less? Got to get out of the rancho mentality.
I agree, and unfortunately, McAllen is eating up our lunch.
In all aspects, all aspects.
They're always correct me if I'm wrong. They're always coming out, and I think maybe this is a yearly thing, and this is something that we should model ourselves after. They're always implementing. Oh, McAllen to recently Cancun, McAllen to Europe, McAllen to they're always coming up with these different destinations, which as a consumer, as a customer, you're saying, oh, well, let's go, They're always have that it factor. They're always promoting a different destination, which helps. And Brownsville, unfortunately, we can't get something that sticks. Now, again, logistically, it probably isn't convenient. The airlines probably isn't making money. Now, again, are we broke here at Osmo? Are we not spending the money in Brownsville? Is there no money to be spent? That people are saying, you know what? Why do I want to go to Vegas if I could pay Allegiant in McAllen, a lot cheaper? But
it's 45 minutes away, Frankie. That's nothing. But again, the rancho mentality te tiene encerrado de que, bueno, aquí estás a 30 minutos. It's like buying off of that Temu website. We are the demo capital of Texas, guys. And I think that Captain Bob should add that to his shrimp capital of the world, most historic city, and we're Timo. That's what we are. Brownsville is Timo. Have you bought stuff from Timo?
Liz has, and I always make fun of her because it's marca patito. It's like it looks real nice and sexy in online, but then when you get it, it's like un changarro. I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, oh, I spent like $3, and I'm like, oh, okay.
We're Timo, Frankie. We're Timo. I think we should name this rename the city Timoville. We're Timoville. And again, And people are like, well, as you hate Brownsville or you're always bitching about. No, it's these people, Frankie, that have us this way. We are Timu. Is it it's pronounced Timu?
I say Temu. Same thing. It's Chinese. Temu.
We're
Timu.
Temu. That's what Brownsville is. And again, nothing is going to change while we continue to have the same individuals putting up their own folks in the same different positions. We're still going to be Timu Brownsville, bro. And and that's just unfortunate because we deserve so much better. And it's like all those people that go on the John Cowan spot. Oh, congratulations! You're in Washington. You're taking pictures at the White House. How does that benefit Brownsville at all? It hasn't. It didn't benefit us when Trey Mendez was out there taking pictures with President Biden. Didn't help us one bit. How did it help us, Frankie? How it helps us that these guys are traveling all over the United States and we're still Timu. It doesn't. And everyone will ve la cara de idiota. So they're all in for the money, making their pockets heavier. And I was like, why hasn't work to expand the port of Brownsville started? And I think that they're going to. I think that a lot of that is in the works. But the port of Brownsville is otro that again, I don't see much bang for our buck. And again, you don't have the individuals on there. And I have friends on the Port of Brownsville board, and I've gone out there and screamed, "Tell me how you're making our life any better." And I'm sorry, Frankie, uh, it's not gotten any better at all, and that's unfortunate. But I'm sure. I'm hoping that y'all pick up a little bit on. I'm sure from here till Thursday, there's going to be a lot of happening locally that you'll have enough to talk about. Which I appreciate the invitation. I might come on. I got church at that hour, but I probably could skip it this Thursday. But the national is very impressive. We did have the Republican National Convention last night, and President Donald Trump was, given the nomination to be the Republican candidate for president. Let me tell you, he showed up. I don't know if you saw the video. He showed up with an ear patch, on, which I thought was kind of like classic. But I don't know the extent of his injuries. I was not there. I'm not a doctor, not pretending to be one, but historic occurrence. Uh, my thing is, and again, the president came out immediately saying, "Guys, don't speculate on what happened or the failures." There were a lot of missteps by the Secret Service and by individuals, letting this individual get as close as 150 meters, 150 yards from the president, former president Donald Trump, who is probably more than likely going to be the next president of this country. What happened, Frankie?
I think they wanted it to happen. I think they wanted him dead. They see the direction in which the landscape is going to. Unfortunately, we see how the current president is losing grip with reality, losing grip with um, his constituents, and even within his own party, they're already, they were fighting to have him removed, and he's been steadfast and said, you know what, I'm not gonna resign. Because imagine the highest position in the land. You think somebody wants to give that power up?
In the
Heck
world.
no. In the world, you think his family wants to give that up after all the money that they made and all the criminal activity that I'm sure if a new administration comes in is going to look into? um, I honestly think that they the deep state, as we call it, wants President Trump dead because they see the inevitable. In my opinion, they see the inevitable from here to November. I think this man has to be very, very careful. If you saw it, Osmo, if you noticed last night, the difference between his security detail from Saturday to last night, it's like night and day. It's like these guys were like the real deal, and compare. He got his Secret Service from Temu on Saturday. He got his Secret Service yesterday from Dillard's. You could tell the difference. I honestly think that there will be more attempts on his life. Some people were even saying that he needs to be careful that they're gonna try to poison him. So in my opinion, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. I think they will be losing grip because, in my opinion, Erasmo, this war in Ukraine benefits many politicians. And you think they want to stop that gravy train? Heck no. It's all about the almighty dollar, unfortunately, and that's all going to stop when President Trump comes. It's just been crazy. It's this what happened on Saturday is going to be talked about and is going to be in the history books for hundreds of years to come.
Frank, well, and I think one of the reasons why they were trying to downplay it, President Biden and his administration and everybody out there, like, well, don't be out there with the conspiracy theories and everything else that's going on. He was millimeters from being dead. Millimeters. Now, was this kid really that great of a shot that came this close to his head? Again, going into the JFK thing, was there another shooter, someone who was more professionally trained that actually took the shot, and the kid was the fallback guy? You know. Now, one of the things that really amazed me, and I think you posted it. I think it came from Reddit, where the shooter who that shot the kid, the sniper, had been out there for at least 3 minutes, telling his superiors, "Do I take the shot? This guy has his rifle out, preparing it, fixing his scope. Do I take the shot?" And they told him, "Stand down, stand down." It wasn't until the kid actually started shooting with an AR-15 or a derivative of an AR-15 that the sniper disobeyed orders and decided to take the shot, Frankie, and shot the kid dead. Frankie, with that type of firepower, he could have been shooting for a couple of minutes. The damage could have been 10 times more severe. There could have been more lives lost. And again, this close to the brain, Frankie, look at where your ear is. And if it wasn't that Trump in those last milliseconds turned to the right or to the left, whichever one he turned, you don't know with the camera thing, it would have hit the back of the brain. I mean, you put up that post. You can't make this crap up. And then what really irritates me, Frankie, is all these crazy Democrats out there here locally. Oh, well, he set it up. It was all bullcrap. And don't forget Project 2025. And, third grade, I wish people would be more concerned about a third grade classroom than about an ear. And I can't believe that people are actually posting that crap. Friends of mine, I'm going like, really? You're that dense? You're that embedded with a party that has basically massacred our economy, our border, our presence at the international level? It's madness, Frank.
Yeah. Again, what trips me out is that people are saying, "Oh, rhetoric," President Trump's inciting violence. But then you have people that were rejoicing. People were saying, "Oh, if he would have done it, an inch to the left or an inch to the right, he would have hit his target." Or, "Oh, why did he miss?" Like, really? Like, are we that low of a society that we wish ill on somebody? Again, we could have our difference of opinion, but how can we rejoice over somebody who almost lost his life? No matter what you and I believe, we should never ever wish death upon somebody. That to me is low. I had somebody go on the page, and again, my page is ran in a way that, hey, if you're left, if you're right, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're white, if you're black, post whatever. I like people to be passionate, Erasmo. If you're Catholic, if you're Christian, be passionate about what you believe in, but have respect. Don't you ever cross that line where you either threaten somebody or you either say, "Oh, I wish that person was dead." Really? Are we really going to stoop to that level? Because if we hear the rhetoric that the Democrats are saying, that Trump is Hitler, Trump is a threat to society, that if he
Democracy.
if he's a threat to democracy, if Trump wins, this is the end of democracy. but then they're rejoicing that our President Trump almost got killed. To me, that's very shady. And I did post somebody that was, oh, the kid that died was a martyr and he's a patriot. To me, a patriot is somebody who serves our country, not a coward who wants to take the life of another individual. But again, I've learned these past few days not to argue with these people because there's no way of getting to them. No matter
And
what we say, they're right. And oh yes, I wish he was dead. At what? Well, what can he tell? What can you argue with people? I'm like, okay, I'm sad you feel that way.
Frankie, I mean, I can't stand Biden. Can't stand what he's done to the border. I work 6 blocks away from the bridge. I was the one that was out there breaking the story in regards to all these illegals, because not even the local news media was covering all these illegals that were housed here at our parking lot here locally. I hate what he's done to the border. I hate what he's done to the economy. I hate what he's done to everything. I never wished him dead. Never wished someone to take a bullet at him. And if someone would, I'd be horrified. I wouldn't be out there rejoicing. I wouldn't be out there applauding. And it's just, I find it very, very sick for individuals to be so passionate, so nutsos in regards to Trump. And Trump really hasn't done anything to you. You know, he really, really hasn't. I mean, Frankie, I understand if someone killed a family member of mine, you know, maybe then I'd have a little bit of justification for wanting, to do physical injury on an individual, but because he insults people, he calls people drug dealers or grab them by the puss or, stuff like that because of words. And that I think is what differentiates a lot of the conservative folk out there who have a little bit of respect for life. And I'm not talking about abortion, but just respect for life in general. To a lot of these other individuals who are ready to, kill babies, even after they're born, or to decimate and destroy an individual because they believe politically a little bit different than they do. I think it's just wacko. It's nuts. And that's the difference between the left, and individuals who are more at the center and a little bit leaning towards the conservative side of the political realm. Because, you know, I may disagree with you. I don't want you dead. You know, a kid knew guns. I mean, the guy didn't even make the rifle club or something. So I don't know. I don't know how much you like guns. Would you have happened? What would have happened to the country if the shot hadn't missed? I think it would have empowered whoever the Republican uh, opted to take Donald Trump's place. I don't know if it would have given DeSantis, an opportunity. I don't know what the process is. I don't think it's something that we've ever lived with. Frankie, we never had a candidate so close to being nominated, for the position to have gotten shot. We knew automatically that after JFK got shot, that Johnson was going to become president. We knew that what was going to happen after Abraham Lincoln got shot. Just have never experienced, I don't think, someone that's in that close to a nomination. I might be wrong. I'm not a history buff, but don't know where the country would have gone. I still think that it would have ultimately gone conservative. I think people are just tired of what's happened in these past 3.5 years. Just tired. What about Pelosi's husband? What, got attacked with a hammer? I have no idea. I don't think Trump had anything to do with that. What about Biden's border bill? Twice it was submitted. Your party said no. Let me say this: not my party. I don't care about the Republicans or the Democrats. I can't stand either party. Not so much of a party thing for me. But in regards to the border bill, You can't put a band-aid on a gash that you caused. You can't put a band-aid on a gash you caused. And what Biden did by coming into the first day of office and doing away with everything that Trump did in order to protect the border or to stop these individuals coming over, that's on him, Maxi Capu. That's on Biden. The first day in office, he went out there and did away with everything that Trump had done. Can't do that. Then a couple of years later, we got Biden fixing up the wall, you know, starting to add on to the wall that Trump it started. How many licks to get to the middle? Let me tell you, as long as there's no licks with a AK-47, I'm okay with it. AR-15. Eddie Trump posted and said that he believes what happened to his father was nothing but divine intervention. Eric, because the handshake occurred 2 years to the day of Ivana Trump's passing. Ivanka. Ivana is the daughter. Ivanka. No, Ivana is the wife. My bad. Ivanka is the daughter. It's crazy. Has the U.S. become an idiocracy? Um, I think right now we have become so in, so entangled to a party instead of to the people. So we're becoming more of generalized. And one of the things that I think that a lot of people have thrown out there, Frankie, is civil war. Civil war would have happened. Civil war would have. I don't think it would get to that point. I don't condone what happened January the 6th, but do I understand? Yeah, a lot of people are upset. People are upset. So I'm sure that you're going to be doing a lot of talking on Thursday in regards to all the stuff that's happening on the national level.
Yeah, it should be fun. I've been wanting to get back into it. I just been very busy, thank God. Been busy with work. But I'm gonna try and get back into the groove of things. Maybe once a week, and then probably ramp it up um, as as um, as the days go by. But yeah, it should be fun. Just something to talk about. I think this is something that it's good. It's good to discuss the different issues that are going on within our daily lives, because everything that we do each and every day revolves around politics. Everything that happens in the world, everything that happens on the national level affect us here locally in South Texas and Brownsville. So I think Thursday, Inside Politics, 7 p.m. should be fun. Tune in if you guys uh, wanna chatter for a bit.
Well, I got some news. I had a conversation with, and I'm going to have a conversation with Commissioner Los Santos this week. I had a conversation with the Cardenas camp. I am going to host a real debate.
Wow, that's awesome! If you could get those two on, man, you're man, the numbers are gonna be.
Well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it all the way. I rented my capilla here next door, so we've got a space.
I could take my camera. That way, we can have like multiple cameras on each candidate.
Yeah.
And that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
So I want to do it after November race. I don't want it to interfere
Right.
with the BISD election. So in December, Frankie, let's plan on working together. We will have a forum, a real debate, a real down to earth debate. We're going to invite 20, 25 people, whoever wants to sit in the audience. Unless more individuals are interested in it, then we'll find a place to rent. We'll rent a bigger place, have cameras out there, because the news media failed us.
Yeah.
I'm going to find, of course, you're welcome to be part of the team, if the interviewers. I plan to be on the interviewing side, and
You could focus on being the moderator. I'll focus on the production side. That
perfect.
way, that way because it's a lot of work.
I also am going to invite individuals in the local media, if they want to come and be a part of the panel, that'd be great. I like Rudy Mireles, even Derek Garcia, who I've had issues with at times, but invite a couple of individuals and offer them. But going to find a spot, going to find a place. The Cardenas camp have said, "Bring it on." You know,
Wow,
so
awesome.
Cardenas camp has said, "Bring it on." I know Commissioner de los Santos. I'm sure that he's going to be bring it on. So uh, Commissioner Dos Santos is hearing, or someone in his camp is hearing. I will be contacting him this week. It will be in December. That way, it'll be either late November or early December after the BISD and general election. Get that crap out of the way so that we can start focusing on the city. And Commissioner Santos and him, and we'll look at the other races as well. But I think the race that's going to define the city elections is going to be the at-large race. But if who knows if it goes well, and I think it will. Again, I'm willing to invest a little bit in regards to let's get this out and have individuals out there that are nonpartisan. I don't want it to be a Democrat against Republican. I don't want it to be this camp against that camp. It's just a real debate. None of this, none of these stupid little debates that they have now. That they ask the little stupid questions. The
The
real.
softball questions.
No, we want the hard facts questions, but bring on the big questions. Yeah, 100%. The big questions. What the hell did? Why did we lose a velo? Why is the airport in such a mess? Who's out there making the money? Why is BCIC such a piece of trash? The real questions, not none of this. How are you going to make things better? Oh, we're going to lower your PUB bill. We're going to give you back your money, and we're going to improve the zoo. Those are bull crap. Bull crap. Politician promises that we are already know that politicians don't keep, especially our mayor. We're going to do the big boy questions. And again, right before the forum, we're going to be out here and we're going to ask individuals to send in their questions. We'll take all your questions. Not all of them are going to be asked, but I want, Frankie, and I don't want 30 minutes. I want 2 hours, Frankie. I want 2 hours of questions, and I want them to go at each other. I want them to go out there and claro, moderating to a certain point, but I want them to go for the jugular. That's what the city of Brownsville needs. It needs real forums, real debates, and I'm going to bring it to them.
Man, that's gonna be awesome. That's something that the local media doesn't provide. And you're right. Even these debates, they're not really debates. There's more like geared
Meet and
towards,
greets. They're meet and greets.
yeah, they're meeting grease. We don't care about that. We know who they are. We want to know where they stand on certain issues and what they bring to the table. I think this is going to be big if both candidates, if both commissioners agree to this. Man, it's going to be much respect to both of them if they do, because that's not easy. Coming before people, taking questions that weren't provided to them, because again, now we have these debates, meet and greets, that they provide all the questions to them beforehand. I think it's something that the city would appreciate.
Well, again, the Cardenas camp have agreed, and I think I know Commissioner Santos well enough. He's
Yeah.
not going to back down. Let's give Brownsville what it deserves. A real platform. You'll be the voice. Frankie, have a great day.
Likewise.
Good luck on Thursday. I will don't mind coming on for a while and upping your ratings. As long
I
as you
think
don't,
I think you're gonna cause people to tune out.
I don't, you know, I know that you prefer to have Captain Bob on there, because automatically, you're going to be, you know, stars the limit in regards to viewership south of San Antonio. So,
For sure.
guys, have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.